Imagine a world where you can crochet anything you want. Any sketch you draw, any pin you see a top walking down the street, boom, crocheted. In this video, I am going to teach you how I crochet everything my little heart desires without a pattern. The first step to crocheting anything you want is figuring out what you want to crochet. We need to get inspired. The important point to make here is that we are not stealing other people's patterns. We are not stealing other people's projects. We are going to steal like an artist. That means taking elements from things or details from things and combining them or twisting them into making it our own. Obviously, a great place to look is Pinterest, Instagram, but I get really overwhelmed when looking on social media, and recently I've really been enjoying just allowing my intuition to guide me. I just make mental note of things that I see in my everyday life that inspire me. I actually even have a photo album on my phone of things that inspired me. These are things in nature, so like colors that I really like, fashion that I see while shopping. Definitely my favorite way to get inspiration is to sit at my favorite coffee shop and just people watch. When I see someone wearing something that I really like, I make a mental note of it or I write it down in my notes app in my phone. If you are gathering inspiration from crochet pieces specifically, make note of what details it is that you like. Do you like the shape of the shirt or the stitch that they use, the color palette? What is it about the crochet piece that sort of drew you towards it? Once we have some inspiration, we want to get into what I call the messy creation phase. You'll just compile all of your ideas into a more cohesive piece. My favorite way of doing this is by making a vision board of maybe like colors that I like and details that I like. I also really enjoy drawing my own sketches, but if you are not super artistic, I'm not very artistic either. You can also just pick one specific inspo pick and work off of that. For example, I've been loving the idea of some sort of open back top, so I found this photo to inspire me. The next phase is the research phase. When you are looking at your inspiration pick or your sketch, you want to look at what shapes are there, what elements do you kind of have an idea of how you would crochet, and what do you have absolutely no idea how you are going to make. Really important to recognize that you might not know how to crochet everything in your inspiration pick, and this is where we want to look at maybe other patterns, other tutorials. Again, stealing like an artist, we are going to combine these different tutorials or patterns together to create what we are looking for. For example, with this backless top, I might go onto YouTube and search up crochet backless top tutorial. I found this tutorial where I really like how she made the sleeves, but I know that I want my backless top to be maybe a little bit more mesh. I want it to sit lower, so not be as cropped. I am just going to take the element of how she made her sleeves and incorporate that into my pattern. I am not stealing line for line her pattern. I am just learning how you would actually go about making sleeves like these. The mindset that you want to have during this research phase is that you are looking to up-level your own craft, and what better way to do that than with today's sponsor, Craftsy. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative. One of the most important skills that you can learn when you are trying to write a crochet pattern is free form crochet, and there are so many free form crochet resources on Craftsy. They have this full 3-hour free form crochet course where you can learn not just the basic techniques, but also some special stitches. They also have some amazing articles like this How to Freeform Crochet 10 Beginner Tips, which is loaded with amazing inspiration pieces. You can also find a ton of stitch patterns all in one place, which are guaranteed to be easy to follow and beautiful. Beyond crocheting, Craftsy also has videos on sewing, knitting, even baking. So if you are a little bit of a hobby hopper like me, there is no better way to pick up a new craft than with Craftsy. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description get their first year of Craftsy premium membership for just $1.49. Now that you have all of the knowledge and a general idea about how you are going to make the crochet piece, we want to move forward with a rough draft plan. This might not include exact stitch numbers, but we want to generally know, like, where are you increasing? Where are you decreasing? How are you going to create a certain silhouette? Or what stitches are you going to use where? For this backless top, I know that I'm going to be creating one flat panel and then increasing once I get to the very bottom, and I will then go back and do the sleeves separately. So I just have a general idea of how I'm going to go about crocheting this piece. Now you are finally ready to start crocheting, and this is the trial and error phase, okay? You are not going to get it right on the first time. It is trial and error. Really important here is that you are taking notes on everything that you are crocheting. I know it's annoying to put your hook down and pick up your pen and write down what you're doing. Trust me, you are going to need it if you want to improve on the next go around. Your first completed product won't be your best. Even if it worked or it's okay, I highly recommend just doing it again. Try mixing it up a little bit, take mental note of what you like, what you don't like, what worked, what didn't, and then switch it up the next time around. Writing your own patterns is not easy. The mindset shift that really helped me is that the end goal when I am working on my crochet patterns is not actually the finished product. It's not the finished pattern. It is for me to expand my knowledge of my craft as much as possible. If you want more tips and tricks on how to write your own crochet patterns, check out the link in my description to join my free crochet group.